Hello friends. If you were born under the sign of Virgo, 2026 opens like a carefully written letter from the universe, neat on the surface, but full of hidden meanings between the lines. This is not a year of chaos for you. It's a year of precision, courage, and quiet reinvention. The year of the red fire horse charges the air with speed and passion, and for a sign as thoughtful and analytical as Virgo, this creates a fascinating tension. Stay in control, or learn when to leap. Throughout 2026, you'll feel a strong push to redefine what a good life actually means to you. Not what looks right on paper, not what others expect, but what truly feeds your mind, body, and soul. Virgo and the energy of 2026. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the planet of intellect, communication, and strategy. In 2026, Mercury frequently forms dynamic aspects with Mars and Jupiter, giving you an unusual blend of logic and boldness. You won't lose your natural caution, but you'll finally trust yourself enough to act. The red fire horse year adds heat, speed, and bravery. Horses symbolize movement, independence, and freedom. Fire brings passion and transformation. For Virgo, this means stepping outside routines that once felt safe but now feel limiting. You won't abandon structure, you'll upgrade it. After watching, if you'd like to support the channel, click the Thanks button right under this video or use the donation alerts link in the description. Your support really helps me keep creating. And of course, if you enjoy the content, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks so much for being here. Now let's continue. Love and romance. Love in 2026 moves Virgo away from idealized expectations and into a landscape of emotional honesty that may feel unfamiliar at first, yet deeply liberating over time. This year strips romance of illusion and replaces it with truth, asking you not what love should look like, but what it actually feels like when you are present inside it. Virgo's instinct is to protect the heart through discernment, logic, and careful pacing, but 2026 challenges that instinct by revealing how emotional distance can quietly become emotional isolation. Vulnerability becomes the central theme, not as weakness, but as a form of courage that allows real connection to grow. You may notice that you are less satisfied with polite affection or predictable dynamics, craving instead conversations that are honest, sometimes uncomfortable, but ultimately healing. Love asks you to show up as you are, not as the version of yourself that has everything under control. For single Virgos, romantic experiences in 2026 arrive with an element of surprise, often when you least expect them and rarely in the form you would have chosen on paper. Spring and late summer carry especially strong currents of attraction, drawing you toward people who challenge your routines, your emotional patterns, and even your sense of identity. These connections may feel intense very quickly, not because they promise permanence, but because they awaken something dormant inside you. You may feel unsettled by unpredictability, questioning whether emotional volatility or unfamiliar behavior is a red flag. In many cases, it is not danger you are sensing, but growth. The influence of the red fire horse encourages emotional risk, spontaneity, and emotional expression that bypasses analysis. Love becomes an experience rather than a project, and the lesson is not to abandon discernment, but to stop interrogating every feeling before it has time to breathe. For Virgos already in relationships, 2026 acts like a mirror that reflects both the strength and the fragility of your bond. Important conversations rise naturally, often sparked by small misunderstandings that reveal deeper, long-standing emotional needs. These moments are not meant to divide, but to clear emotional residue that has accumulated over time. If a relationship is rooted in respect, mutual effort, and emotional presence, this year deepens intimacy in profound ways, creating a sense of renewed trust and shared understanding. However, if the relationship has been sustained mainly by routine, obligation, or fear of change, the cracks become increasingly visible. Avoidance no longer works. The year insists on clarity, asking both partners to choose each other consciously rather than passively. The most important guidance for Virgo in love during 2026 is simple but transformative: speak sooner, not later. Silence, once mistaken for wisdom, becomes a barrier. Love flows when truth is spoken gently, honestly, and without delay. Marriage and long-term commitment. For Virgos contemplating marriage or long-term commitment, 2026 carries a serious, grounded energy that favors decisions made with clarity rather than impulse. Especially after May, the emotional and practical conditions align in a way that supports engagements, shared plans, and formal promises that are built to last. This is not a year for romantic gestures without substance, but for commitments that feel steady, intentional, and deeply considered. Virgo approaches marriage with realism, and in 2026 that realism becomes an asset rather than a limitation. You are more aware of what you can give, what you need in return, and what kind of partnership supports your long-term vision. Decisions made this year tend to hold weight because they are rooted in self-awareness rather than external pressure or idealized timelines. For married Virgos, 2026 becomes a year of reassessment and recalibration rather than disruption. Conversations naturally turn toward shared goals, including finances, lifestyle choices, and the structure of daily life. Some couples may revisit where they live, how they divide responsibilities, or how they support each other's ambitions. Role changes are possible, and in many cases necessary, as life demands evolve. One partner may focus more on career growth while the other prioritizes stability, emotional support, or home life. What matters most is fairness, not equality in form but balance in effort and appreciation. Virgo thrives in environments where contribution is acknowledged and mutual respect is consistently practiced. When both partners feel seen and valued, the marriage grows stronger, more resilient, and more emotionally secure. For a smaller number of Virgos, 2026 may bring the difficult but clarifying realization that a marriage has quietly lost its meaning. This is rarely sudden and rarely dramatic. Instead, it emerges through honest reflection and the recognition that growth has diverged rather than aligned. While such decisions carry emotional weight, they are handled with maturity, dignity, and a deep sense of responsibility. The year does not encourage impulsive endings, but it does support endings that are truthful and necessary. In these cases, clarity becomes an act of compassion, for yourself and for the other person. Whether strengthening a bond or releasing one, 2026 teaches Virgo that long-term commitment is not about endurance alone, but about conscious choice, emotional presence, and the courage to honor truth over comfort. Sex and physical intimacy. Sexual energy in 2026 arrives for Virgo like an unfamiliar but welcome current, shifting long-held patterns and quietly challenging your relationship with desire. Traditionally reserved and thoughtful in matters of the body, Virgo often approaches intimacy with caution, awareness, and a strong need for emotional safety. In 2026, that careful approach does not disappear, but it softens. You may feel bolder without fully understanding why, more willing to express needs, curiosities, and boundaries with clarity rather than embarrassment. The influence of the fire horse ignites desire not only as a physical impulse but as a creative force, stimulating imagination, emotional openness, and a deeper connection between mind and body. Intimacy becomes less about performance or precision and more about presence, sensation, and mutual discovery. For single Virgos, sexual chemistry in 2026 may appear unexpectedly, sometimes with people who do not fit your usual preferences or emotional blueprint. These attractions can feel sudden and intense, bypassing logic and activating instincts you may have kept under control in the past. Rather than signaling recklessness, this energy invites you to trust your body's intelligence and emotional awareness. You are not asked to abandon discernment, but to allow desire to exist without immediately analyzing its long-term implications. For Virgos in committed relationships, physical intimacy improves when routine loosens its grip. Familiar patterns may have created comfort but dulled excitement, and 2026 offers opportunities to reintroduce curiosity. Changes in environment, deeper emotional conversations, and a willingness to be seen fully by your partner help reignite passion that may have quietly faded. Intimacy becomes a shared language of honesty rather than habit. A crucial lesson for Virgo throughout 2026 is learning to step back from overthinking physical intimacy. Your natural tendency to monitor, adjust, and perfect can interfere with pleasure when it becomes excessive. The body responds best to attention that is gentle, responsive, and non-judgmental. Pleasure grows when control loosens and when you allow moments to unfold without constantly checking whether you are doing things right. This year teaches that true intimacy is not about flawlessness, but about trust, responsiveness, and emotional presence. When Virgo allows the mind to rest and the body to speak, intimacy becomes not only more satisfying, but more deeply healing. Friendship and social life. Friendship in 2026 undergoes a quiet but meaningful transformation for Virgo, shaped by shifting priorities and a clearer understanding of your values. You may begin to notice that certain social circles no longer resonate, not because of conflict, but because growth has carried you in different directions. Letting go of these connections can feel bittersweet, especially for a sign that values loyalty and consistency, but this process is not betrayal. It is alignment. The year encourages you to choose depth over familiarity and authenticity over obligation. Relationships that feel draining or superficial naturally fall away, creating space for connections that support who you are becoming rather than who you used to be. New friendships in 2026 are likely to emerge through purposeful environments such as work, education, collaborative projects, or shared long-term goals. These connections are built on mutual respect, reliability, and a sense of shared direction rather than constant social activity. Virgo thrives in friendships where effort is reciprocated and communication is clear, and this year supports the formation of bonds that are practical, loyal, and enduring. Conversations may center around ideas, ambitions, and personal growth rather than entertainment alone, giving these friendships a sense of substance and stability. Over time, such connections prove dependable during both busy periods and moments of vulnerability. Despite increased responsibilities and a full schedule, Virgo must remain mindful not to retreat too far into self-reliance. The instinct to handle everything alone can intensify during demanding phases of 2026, creating unnecessary distance from people who genuinely care. Isolation may feel efficient, but it slowly erodes emotional nourishment. The year gently reminds you that asking for company, support, or simple presence is not a burden to others. True friendship does not require constant availability, but it does require openness. When Virgo allows others to share both effort and experience, social life becomes not only more balanced, but quietly sustaining. Business, career, and money. From a professional standpoint, 2026 stands out as one of the most consequential years of the decade for Virgo, not because of sudden luck, but because long-term discipline finally aligns with visible opportunity. Much of what unfolds this year is the result of preparation you may not have fully appreciated at the time it was happening. Late nights, careful planning, skill building, and quiet persistence now begin to pay off in tangible ways. Virgo's natural strengths, organization, reliability, analytical thinking, and attention to detail, are not only noticed but actively sought after. This is a year when others trust your judgment, depend on your expertise, and see you as someone capable of carrying responsibility without losing composure. Career momentum builds steadily rather than explosively, creating progress that feels earned and sustainable. Promotions, business expansion, or a significant career shift are all possible in 2026, particularly for Virgos who have been patiently positioning themselves for change. You may find yourself stepping into roles that offer more authority, autonomy, or intellectual challenge. For some, this means moving into leadership or advisory positions. For others, it means leaving a stable but limiting role to pursue work that feels more aligned with personal values. Consulting, healthcare, education, analytics, writing, and technology-based fields are especially favored, as they reward both precision and adaptability. What distinguishes Virgo this year is not just competence, but credibility. People listen when you speak, and your ideas carry weight because they are grounded in experience rather than speculation. Entrepreneurial Virgos also experience meaningful growth, particularly when collaboration is approached with clarity and structure. Partnerships can be highly productive in 2026, but only when roles, responsibilities, and expectations are clearly defined from the beginning. The influence of the fire horse brings speed, ambition, and a willingness to take initiative, but it can also encourage haste. Virgo's role is to slow the process just enough to ensure that agreements are fair, details are documented, and long-term consequences are considered. Contracts, timelines, and financial arrangements require careful review, not out of distrust, but out of respect for sustainability. When precision meets momentum, business ventures have the potential to thrive without unnecessary complications. Financially, 2026 favors steady growth rather than dramatic windfalls. Income may increase gradually through raises, expanded responsibilities, or consistent business performance. This is a year where smart budgeting, realistic planning, and disciplined saving bring a sense of security and control. While opportunities may arise that promise quick returns, Virgo is advised to avoid risky investments made during emotionally charged moments. Impatience, pressure from others, or fear of missing out can cloud judgment. The most rewarding financial choices in 2026 are those rooted in logic, long-term planning, and a clear understanding of risk. Wealth grows quietly this year, reinforcing Virgo's preference for stability over spectacle. Dark sides and inner challenges. Every year that offers growth also reveals inner resistance, and for Virgo, 2026 highlights challenges connected to control, self-expectation, and emotional flexibility. As responsibilities increase and opportunities expand, so does the urge to manage every detail personally. Virgo's instinct to ensure quality can easily turn into micromanagement, especially when outcomes feel important or time-sensitive. When things do not unfold exactly as planned, frustration may arise quickly. The fire horse energy that drives 2026 resists restriction and rigid systems, and attempting to control every variable can lead to mental overload. Anxiety, difficulty resting, or persistent tension may appear as signals that balance is slipping. Another significant shadow in 2026 is self-criticism. Virgo may accomplish more than usual and still feel dissatisfied, focusing on what could have been done better rather than what was achieved. This internal pressure often stems from a deep desire to be useful, capable, and worthy, but it can quietly undermine confidence if left unchecked. You may dismiss praise, minimize success, or set the bar higher each time it is reached. Over time, this pattern leads to emotional exhaustion rather than motivation. The year invites you to practice recognizing progress without immediately dissecting it. Achievement does not lose value because it is imperfect. The deeper lesson of 2026 is that perfection is not the objective. Alignment is. When your work, values, and inner state move in the same direction, effort feels purposeful rather than draining. Letting go of absolute control does not mean lowering standards, it means trusting systems, people, and yourself enough to allow flexibility. Growth accelerates when you permit room for adaptation and rest. By acknowledging limits, celebrating progress, and choosing alignment over flawlessness, Virgo transforms pressure into quiet confidence and challenge into meaningful evolution. Life goals and personal mission. In 2026, Virgo enters one of the most introspective and defining phases of personal evolution in many years, a period where external achievement alone no longer satisfies the deeper hunger for meaning. Success, once measured by productivity, recognition, or usefulness, begins to feel incomplete unless it is rooted in purpose. This year does not rush you toward answers. Instead, it steadily removes distractions so the right questions can no longer be avoided. Why am I doing this? Who truly benefits from my effort? Is my daily life aligned with the person I am becoming, or only with the person I once needed to be? These questions surface not as moments of crisis, but as a natural consequence of growth. Virgo's analytical nature seeks clarity, and 2026 offers clarity through lived experience rather than abstract planning. You may notice a growing discomfort with goals that are technically successful but emotionally empty. Work that once felt respectable may now feel draining if it lacks meaning. At the same time, small actions that contribute to healing, learning, or helping others bring an unexpected sense of fulfillment. This shift does not mean abandoning ambition, it means redefining it. Ambition becomes quieter, deeper, and more personal, focused on impact rather than appearance. Many Virgos begin long-term missions this year that do not promise immediate results but carry lasting significance. Teaching, mentoring, guiding, healing, or creating something that outlives short-term trends becomes especially appealing. These projects often begin modestly, sometimes almost invisibly, yet they align strongly with Virgo's desire to be useful in a meaningful way. You may feel drawn to pass on knowledge, support others through growth, or build systems that improve lives incrementally but consistently. These efforts may not bring instant validation, but they bring something far more valuable: inner coherence. 2026 also challenges Virgo to envision life on a longer timeline. Instead of asking what you should accomplish next year, you are invited to imagine the rhythm of your life a decade from now. How do you want your days to feel? What kind of stress is worth carrying, and what kind is not? Who do you want beside you as you grow older? This long view reshapes priorities, making patience a strength rather than a delay. The seeds planted this year grow slowly but steadily, shaping not only your future achievements, but your sense of identity. By the end of 2026, Virgo may not have all the answers, but will possess something far more powerful: direction rooted in truth. Compatibility with zodiac signs. In 2026, compatibility for Virgo is defined less by ease and more by alignment. Relationships that thrive this year do so because they support growth, emotional honesty, and shared values, rather than convenience or familiarity. Taurus stands out as one of the most stabilizing and supportive connections for Virgo, offering a sense of grounded reliability that feels increasingly precious. Taurus understands the value of patience, effort, and consistency, and in 2026 this creates a partnership where both individuals feel safe building toward long-term goals. Virgo brings insight, refinement, and clarity, while Taurus provides endurance and calm determination. Together, this connection feels dependable without being stagnant, practical without being cold. Capricorn forms another powerful alliance with Virgo in 2026, especially when it comes to shared ambition and long-term vision. This compatibility is rooted in mutual respect for discipline, responsibility, and perseverance. Neither sign requires constant reassurance, as trust is built through action rather than words. In this pairing, Virgo feels understood in their need for structure and improvement, while Capricorn appreciates Virgo's precision and strategic thinking. Together, they create a dynamic that supports career growth, financial stability, and personal development without unnecessary drama. Cancer offers Virgo emotional depth and grounding during a year of reflection and change. This compatibility is particularly nourishing in 2026, as Cancer helps Virgo reconnect with feelings that are often processed intellectually rather than emotionally. Cancer's intuitive care balances Virgo's rational approach, creating a space where vulnerability feels safe rather than risky. Virgo, in turn, offers Cancer stability, reassurance, and thoughtful problem-solving. This bond strengthens through shared concern for home, emotional security, and mutual protection, making it one of the most comforting connections of the year. Scorpio brings intensity, honesty, and transformation into Virgo's relational world in 2026. This connection is not light, but it is deeply meaningful. Scorpio challenges Virgo to confront hidden fears, suppressed desires, and unspoken truths, while Virgo provides grounding and clarity to Scorpio's emotional depth. Trust develops slowly but profoundly, and when it does, the bond becomes resilient and transformative. This compatibility supports personal evolution, helping both individuals shed old patterns and embrace authenticity. More challenging connections also play an essential role in Virgo's growth throughout 2026. Sagittarius introduces a clash between freedom and structure, often frustrating Virgo's need for planning while simultaneously expanding their worldview. This relationship teaches flexibility, perspective, and the value of experience over control. Gemini stimulates Virgo intellectually, offering lively conversation and curiosity, yet emotional inconsistency may test Virgo's need for reliability, requiring conscious communication and boundaries. Aries brings passion, momentum, and courage, energizing Virgo but also creating tension when impatience meets caution. These relationships may not feel comfortable, but they are deeply instructive, pushing Virgo to grow beyond rigid expectations and into a more adaptable, self-aware version of themselves. Virgo and the Year of the Red Fire Horse. The Year of the Red Fire Horse in 2026 creates a powerful contrast with Virgo's natural temperament, and it is precisely this contrast that becomes the source of growth. The horse moves fast, driven by instinct, momentum, and a desire for freedom, while Virgo moves carefully, guided by analysis, preparation, and an internal need for order. Throughout 2026, life places you repeatedly at the intersection of these two energies, asking you not to choose one over the other, but to integrate them. Success comes not from abandoning caution, nor from clinging to it, but from learning when careful thinking has done its job and action must follow. Virgo enters this year well prepared, often more prepared than you realize. Skills have been sharpened, plans refined, and contingencies considered. The challenge is that preparation can easily turn into postponement. The fire horse does not reward endless readiness, it rewards movement. In 2026, opportunities often appear briefly and demand a response before every variable can be controlled. Saying yes more often does not mean saying yes blindly. It means recognizing when hesitation is rooted in fear rather than logic. Many of the most meaningful experiences this year begin with an imperfect decision made at the right moment. Acting before doubt takes over becomes a central lesson. Virgo's mind is brilliant, but it can also generate endless counter-arguments that delay progress. The fire horse energy pushes situations forward quickly, sometimes uncomfortably so, forcing you to rely on instincts you may have underestimated. When action is taken from a place of inner readiness rather than external certainty, outcomes tend to align more smoothly than expected. Mistakes, when they happen, are rarely catastrophic. Instead, they become rapid feedback that helps refine direction. Trusting preparation without waiting forever is the balance point of 2026. You are not meant to rush recklessly, but neither are you meant to wait for flawless conditions. The fire horse responds to courage, authenticity, and momentum. When Virgo allows action to coexist with thought, confidence grows naturally. By the end of the year, you may look back and realize that the moments you feared most were the ones that freed you from stagnation. The red fire horse teaches that courage is not loud or dramatic, it is the quiet decision to move forward despite uncertainty. Numerology insights for Virgo in 2026. The universal numerology of 2026 reduces to the number 1, a symbol of beginnings, independence, and initiation. This numerical vibration sets the tone for the entire year, emphasizing fresh starts and the emergence of a stronger sense of self. For Virgo, this energy resonates deeply with the desire to refine identity and purpose. Number 1 does not ask for perfection, it asks for direction. It encourages leadership, originality, and the willingness to step into a new role, even before complete confidence has formed. Throughout 2026, Virgo may feel an increased urge to define life on personal terms rather than responding to expectations imposed by others. This is a year to initiate rather than react, to choose rather than adjust. Situations that once felt predetermined become flexible, offering room for personal authorship. Numerological influence supports decisions that establish independence, whether in career, personal life, or internal belief systems. The more proactively Virgo engages with change, the more supportive circumstances become. Lucky numbers for Virgo in 2026 to 1, 5, 6, 14, and 23 carry distinct energetic meanings. The number 1 reinforces leadership and new beginnings, encouraging decisive action. The number 5 supports adaptability and learning through experience, helping Virgo adjust without losing stability. The number 6 resonates with responsibility, balance, and care, grounding ambition in ethical and emotional awareness. The number 14 emphasizes transformation through discipline, while 23 symbolizes creative problem solving and progress through collaboration. Encounters with these numbers often coincide with moments of clarity, opportunity, or affirmation. Challenging numbers, particularly 4 and 9, serve as reminders rather than obstacles. The number 4, associated with rigidity and delays, warns against excessive control or inflexible thinking. When this number appears frequently, it signals the need to reassess structure rather than reinforce it. The number 9 relates to endings and emotional closure, sometimes bringing feelings of loss or nostalgia. Its presence encourages release, forgiveness, and acceptance of cycles that have run their course. By respecting these numerical messages rather than resisting them, Virgo can move through 2026 with greater ease, awareness, and intentional growth. Most favorable dates in 2026 for Virgo. March 14th stands out as a day of exceptional mental clarity for Virgo, when scattered thoughts align into a coherent direction and decisions feel calm rather than forced. On this date, your ruling planet Mercury supports rational thinking, clear communication, and realistic planning, allowing you to see situations as they truly are instead of how you fear or idealize them to be. Choices made on March 14th tend to age well because they are rooted in self-awareness and long-term logic rather than emotional pressure. This is an ideal day to resolve lingering questions, sign agreements that require careful thought, or finally commit to a path you have been quietly evaluating. Conversations held on this date often bring relief, closure, or renewed confidence, as misunderstandings dissolve and intentions become transparent. For Virgo, March 14th feels like a moment when the internal compass locks into place. April 22nd carries a gentle yet powerful energy focused on love, partnership, and interpersonal balance. On this date, Virgo experiences a rare sense of emotional harmony, where expressing feelings feels natural rather than risky. Relationships benefit from honesty delivered with kindness, making this a favorable time for romantic conversations, reconciliations, or mutual commitments. Whether single or partnered, Virgo finds it easier to articulate needs without guilt and to listen without defensiveness. Decisions involving collaboration, shared responsibilities, or emotional promises made on April 22nd tend to strengthen trust over time. This day supports proposals, agreements between partners, and moments where emotional alignment matters more than practical details. The tone of the day is calm, supportive, and reassuring, allowing Virgo to feel emotionally safe while remaining grounded. June 6th is one of the strongest dates of the year for financial growth and career-related momentum. The energy surrounding this day supports practical ambition, rewarding effort that has been consistent rather than rushed. Virgo may receive recognition, useful information, or opportunities that enhance stability and professional standing. Financial decisions made on June 6 benefit from balance, combining caution with confidence. This is an excellent day to negotiate salary, launch a work-related initiative, or make strategic investments rooted in logic rather than speculation. The influence of this date favors sustainable progress, meaning that gains may appear modest at first but compound steadily over time. For Virgo, June 6 reinforces the belief that patience and preparation do pay off. August 18 highlights the power of communication, making it one of the most effective days of the year for discussions, presentations, and contractual matters. Words carry weight on this date, and Virgo's natural ability to articulate details becomes especially persuasive. Conversations that might normally feel tense or complicated flow more smoothly, as both parties are more willing to listen and clarify expectations. This is an ideal time to sign contracts, finalize agreements, or initiate conversations that require mutual understanding and precision. Written communication, interviews, and strategic planning efforts benefit from heightened focus and clarity. August 18 rewards honesty, preparation, and thoughtful expression, allowing Virgo to be both assertive and respected. November 5 is a deeply introspective and potentially life-changing date for Virgo, marked by powerful realizations and shifts in perspective. On this day, insights arrive not through logic alone, but through emotional understanding and intuitive awareness. Virgo may suddenly recognize what no longer aligns with personal values, or gain clarity about a path that must be embraced despite uncertainty. Decisions made on November 5th often feel irreversible in a positive way, as they stem from inner truth rather than external influence. This is a meaningful day for personal commitments, life direction changes, or conversations that redefine relationships and priorities. While the energy may feel intense, it is ultimately liberating, helping Virgo shed outdated narratives and step into a more authentic future. These favorable dates in 2026 support important conversations, launches, proposals, and commitments because they align Virgo's analytical strength with emotional and situational clarity. Actions taken on these days tend to feel supported rather than resisted by circumstances, allowing effort to translate smoothly into progress. Most unfavorable dates in 2026 for Virgo. February 3rd carries an atmosphere of emotional confusion that can cloud Virgo's normally sharp judgment. Feelings may be difficult to interpret, leading to second-guessing or unnecessary worry. On this date, Virgo may feel internally unsettled without a clear reason, making it harder to trust instincts or logic fully. Conversations can become emotionally charged, not because of conflict, but because clarity is temporarily lacking. Important decisions made on February 3rd risk being influenced by mood rather than fact. This is a better day for observation, rest, and emotional processing rather than decisive action. May 9th is marked by miscommunication and delays, particularly in areas involving schedules, agreements, or shared responsibilities. Virgo may find that messages are misunderstood, responses are slow, or details are overlooked despite careful effort. This can be frustrating for a sign that values precision and reliability. Pushing for resolution on this date often leads to further complications rather than clarity. Instead, May 9th is best used for reviewing plans, double-checking information, and allowing situations to unfold without force. Patience on this day prevents unnecessary stress. July 27th carries impulsive energy that clashes with Virgo's preference for thoughtful action. On this date, there may be a temptation to make quick decisions simply to escape pressure or uncertainty. However, actions taken in haste are more likely to require correction later. Emotional reactions can override logic, leading to choices that feel satisfying in the moment but misaligned in the long run. Virgo benefits most on July 27th by slowing the pace, avoiding confrontations, and postponing commitments that demand long-term consequences. September 11th is associated with noticeable energy depletion, both physically and mentally. Virgo may feel unusually tired, unfocused, or emotionally drained, making productivity feel heavier than usual. This is not a failure of discipline, but a signal that rest and recovery are needed. Pushing too hard on this date can lead to burnout or frustration. It is a better time for routine tasks, reflection, or quiet maintenance rather than new initiatives. Respecting personal limits on September 11th preserves strength for the days that follow. December 19th requires particular financial caution, as judgment around money and resources may be temporarily skewed. Virgo might underestimate risks or feel pressured to make financial decisions before the year ends. Expenses can add up quickly, or offers may appear more attractive than they truly are. This is not a day for major purchases, investments, or binding financial commitments. Instead, it is best used for reviewing budgets, closing loose ends, and delaying decisions until clarity returns. On these unfavorable dates, Virgo is advised to slow down and observe more than act. Awareness, patience, and restraint become protective tools, preventing small missteps from becoming unnecessary complications. By respecting the rhythm of these days, Virgo maintains balance and preserves energy for moments that truly support growth. Final message for Virgo in 2026. 2026 is not a year that rewards retreat, repetition, or hiding behind familiar routines, even if those routines once brought safety and success. For Virgo, this year gently but persistently asks you to step out from behind what is comfortable and refine something far more powerful than efficiency: courage. Not loud courage, not reckless courage, but the quiet, steady kind that allows you to show up fully without needing every variable to be controlled. Routine has served you well in the past, but in 2026 it becomes a foundation, not a shield. Life invites you to build upon it rather than disappear inside it. You are not being asked to reinvent yourself or to become someone unrecognizable in order to grow. The message of 2026 is far more subtle and far more demanding. You don't need to become someone else. You need to become more of who you already are, without fear trimming your edges or caution muting your voice. Your intelligence, discernment, and integrity remain central to your identity, but this year they are meant to operate alongside trust in yourself. Self-doubt has often disguised itself as humility, and restraint has often been mistaken for wisdom. In 2026, Virgo learns the difference. Precision with passion becomes one of the defining balances of the year. Your natural ability to notice details, refine systems, and improve processes remains a gift, but it gains new power when fueled by genuine enthusiasm rather than obligation. Passion does not weaken precision, it animates it. When you care deeply about what you are doing, your attention sharpens rather than scatters. Similarly, logic with heart becomes a guiding principle. Your rational mind is one of your greatest strengths, but in 2026 it works best when informed by emotional awareness. Decisions feel more authentic when reason and feeling collaborate instead of competing. Planning with action defines how progress unfolds this year. You are encouraged to plan thoughtfully, as you always do, but not to wait indefinitely for the perfect moment. Action does not negate planning, it completes it. Each step forward, even if imperfect, provides feedback that no amount of preparation can replace. You learn more by moving than by waiting, and confidence grows through experience rather than anticipation. Importantly, 2026 does not demand haste. There is no pressure to rush, to compete, or to prove yourself through speed. Instead, the year asks for something deeper: trust. Trust that your preparation has meaning. Trust that your instincts are wiser than you think. Trust that forward movement, taken at your own pace, is enough. When Virgo allows self-trust to replace constant self-questioning, progress becomes steady, grounded, and deeply satisfying. By the end of 2026, the greatest achievement may not be what you have built or accomplished, but the quiet confidence with which you step into whatever comes next.